All right, everyone, get ready for this, because today we're diving deep, really deep, into meme coins.
Meme coins.
Yeah,
Yes,
those
yeah.
cryptocurrencies that are inspired by internet memes and trends.
Right.
And we're going to be looking at some really cool information from Coinbase to try to make sense of this whole thing.
Absolutely. And what's so interesting about meme coins is that they've really captured the public's attention in a way that we don't often see with financial stuff.
Yeah.
But I think beyond all the hype and the buzz, there's a real opportunity here, especially if we start thinking about how this technology could impact people who aren't usually part of the crypto world.
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious about. We always hear those stories about people getting rich quick with crypto.
Yeah.
But can this really benefit everyone? What about the people who are often left out when it comes to new technology?
Yeah.
I'm talking about older folks, low-income communities, even people experiencing homelessness.
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? I mean, meme coins, with their connection to internet culture,
Yeah.
they seem accessible at first glance,
Yeah.
but are they really reaching those communities? And if they are, do people really understand the technology enough to make smart choices?
Okay, so let's break this down.
Yeah.
First things first, what are meme coins exactly?
Right.
Coinbase defines them as cryptocurrencies that are inspired by memes and online trends. But what does that actually look like in the real world?
I think a good way to think about it is this. You've got your established cryptocurrencies,
Right.
like Bitcoin and Ethereum,
Yeah.
which are often tied to specific functions within their own blockchains.
Okay.
They're kind of like the utility players of the crypto world.
Okay.
Then you have meme coins like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu.
Right.
These are driven by online communities and social media buzz.
Okay.
They're more like the wild cards,
Yeah.
unpredictable and fueled by speculation.
So they're both cryptocurrencies,
Yeah.
but their purpose is totally different.
Exactly. Meme coins are generally seen as trading instruments, and their value goes up and down based on popularity and how the market feels.
Okay.
That's where the volatility comes in, the potential for huge gains, but also the risk of big losses.
Right.
And that's something we really need to consider when we talk about accessibility.
So is that volatility what makes them so attractive to people? It's like gambling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chance of winning big?
That's definitely a part of the appeal, especially for people who might be struggling financially.
Yeah.
It's that dream of turning a small investment into something life-changing.
Right.
But we can't forget the other side of that coin, the potential for devastating losses.
Exactly. And that's where the accessibility question becomes even more important.
Yeah.
If people are jumping into this market without really understanding the risks,
Right.
it could have serious consequences, especially for those who are already financially vulnerable.
Absolutely. That's where education and digital literacy become so crucial.
Yeah.
How do we give everyone, regardless of their background, the knowledge and tools they need to navigate this complex world safely?
It's almost like there's this digital divide.
Right.
And meme coins are both a bridge and a chasm.
Yeah.
On one hand, they're bringing attention to cryptocurrency, but on the other hand, they're also highlighting the inequalities in access and understanding.
And that's why this conversation is so important.
Yeah.
We need to look beyond the hype and the headlines and really think about the ethical side of this technology. How do we ensure that everyone can benefit from meme coins and cryptocurrency in general?
Right. Not just a select few.
Exactly.
And how do we do that without exploiting vulnerable individuals
Yeah.
or making existing inequalities even worse?
Absolutely.
Because let's be real, that potential is definitely there.
It is a delicate balance,
Okay.
but it's a conversation we have to have.
Okay, so we've established that meme coins are volatile, potentially lucrative,
Yeah.
and raise serious questions about accessibility.
Right.
But what about the technology itself? How does blockchain fit into all of this?
Well, the blockchain is the underlying technology that powers most cryptocurrencies, including meme coins.
Okay.
Think of it like a digital ledger that keeps track of all transactions securely and transparently.
So it's like a public record of every transaction ever made with a specific cryptocurrency.
Exactly. And because this ledger is spread across a network of computers,
Right.
it's almost impossible to tamper with or manipulate.
Okay.
That's what gives cryptocurrencies their decentralized nature. They're not controlled by any single entity like a bank or government.
I see. So how does this all connect back to the accessibility issue?
Well, one of the promises of blockchain technology is that it can create a more transparent and equitable financial system.
Okay.
Because transactions are recorded publicly, There's less room for corruption and manipulation.
So in theory, this could level the playing field for those who have traditionally been excluded from traditional financial systems.
Exactly, but the reality is a bit more complicated. Even though the technology is designed to be transparent,
Yeah.
there are still barriers to entry.
Like what?
For example, you need internet access and a certain level of digital literacy just to participate in the crypto space.
And that's where we circle back to the digital divide.
Right.
If people don't have those basic resources,
Yeah.
then the promise of blockchain technology and meme coins becomes meaningless.
It does, and that's why it's crucial to consider the bigger picture,
Yeah.
the social and economic context when we talk about this technology's potential.
Okay, so we've got this really interesting tension here
Yeah.
between the potential of meme coins to empower people
Right.
and the very real challenges of accessibility and digital literacy.
And that's what makes this such a fascinating area to explore.
Right, before we go too far, let's step back for a second and look at some specific examples of meme coins.
Okay.
You mentioned Dogecoin and Shiba Inu earlier.
Yeah.
What makes them so popular?
Well, both Dogecoin and Shiba Inu started as jokes online.
Right.
Yeah, Dogecoin has that image of the Shiba Inu dog from a popular meme.
Oh, yeah.
And Shiba Inu was created as a kind of a spin-off calling itself the Dogecoin Killer.
So they literally started as memes
Yeah.
and then became real cryptocurrencies.
That's right. And their popularity is largely driven by online communities and social media hype.
Wow.
They've even been endorsed by celebrities like Elon Musk,
Oh, wow.
which has really fueled their rise.
So it's this combination of internet humor, celebrity endorsements, and the allure of potential wealth that's driving this whole thing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. And it's important to remember that this popularity can turn into actual value. At one point, Dogecoin was worth billions of dollars.
Wow. So these internet jokes have become serious business.
They have.
But how does that translate into accessibility for people who are struggling?
Yeah.
Are there any real-world examples of how meme coins are being used to help marginalized communities?
That's a great question, and it's something we'll dig into more as we continue this deep dive.
Yeah.
There are definitely initiatives popping up that are using cryptocurrencies, including meme coins, to tackle social and economic challenges.
That's good to hear.
But it's still early days.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of obstacles to overcome.
Okay, so we've got a lot to unpack here.
We do.
The potential of meme coins, the challenges of accessibility,
Right.
the role of blockchain technology,
Mm-hmm.
and the need for education and digital literacy.
And we're just getting started.
Oh, wow.
There's so much more to explore. You know, it's amazing to see how these simple things like internet memes can actually end up impacting these complex financial systems.
Right.
And maybe even shake up those traditional power structures.
It really is like these two worlds colliding, right?
Yeah.
Internet humor, celebrity culture, and then this whole underlying technology that could completely change how we think about money and value. It's wild.
It is, and that's why it's so important to talk about accessibility. We can't just assume that everyone's going to be able to jump in and ride this crypto wave. There are real barriers for a lot of people.
So what are some of those barriers? I mean, we talked about digital literacy,
Yeah.
but what else are people facing?
Well, first off, there's just access to technology.
Yeah.
You need a smartphone or computer and reliable internet
Right.
just to participate. And for a lot of people, those things just aren't available.
And even if you do have the technology, understanding how it all works is another hurdle.
Oh, absolutely. Cryptocurrency and blockchain technology.
Right.
It can be really intimidating, especially if you're not already tech savvy.
And then there's the issue of trust.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, cryptocurrency is still relatively new.
Right.
It's largely unregulated. And there are a lot of scams out there.
Absolutely. It's hard to know who to trust,
Yeah.
especially if you're new to all of this.
So we're talking about a combination of technological, educational, and even social barriers.
Yeah, it's not just about having the right device.
Right.
It's about having the knowledge, the skills, and the support to navigate this whole complex landscape.
Okay, so let's talk about solutions then.
Okay.
What can we actually do to address these barriers and make cryptocurrency more accessible to the people who could benefit the most?
Well, education is a big one.
Okay.
We need to give people more chances to learn about this stuff in a way that makes sense to them.
Right, not just some boring technical manual,
Yeah.
but something that connects with their lives and what they're going through.
Exactly. We need to make this technology relevant to people's lives and show them how it can help solve real-world problems.
I like that. So it's not just about teaching them how to buy and sell meme coins. It's about helping them understand the bigger picture,
Yeah.
how this technology can create a more just and equitable society.
Absolutely. And it's about building trust, too. We need to create a system that's more transparent and accountable.
Okay.
One that protects people from scams and those fraudulent schemes.
So more regulations and oversight?
Maybe, but it's not just about the government stepping in. It's about the crypto community itself taking responsibility.
That's interesting. So it's about a combination of top-down and bottom-up approaches.
Exactly. We need a strategy that tackles all sides of this challenge. The technological side, the educational side, the social side, and the regulatory side.
Okay, so let's shift gears for a bit
All right.
and talk about how meme coins can actually help build community and belonging.
Okay.
We've talked about the fact that they often have these passionate online communities.
Right.
People coming together around these shared interests and goals.
Yeah. Meme coins often tap into this feeling of shared identity
Right.
and belonging, which can be really powerful, especially for people who feel left out or marginalized in other parts of society.
It's like finding your tribe, your people, in this whole big digital world.
And that sense of community can really be a source of support, empowerment, and even financial opportunity.
So even though meme coins might seem kind of silly at first glance,
Right.
they actually have the potential to build these real-world connections and communities.
Exactly. And those connections can be so important for people who might be dealing with social isolation, economic hardship, or other challenges.
That's fascinating. It's like this trend that seems so superficial is actually tapping into something very human.
It is.
That need for connection and belonging.
And that's what makes this whole space so interesting.
Yeah.
It's always challenging our assumptions.
Right.
And making us think differently about how technology, finance, and human behavior all come together.
So what's next for meme coins and accessibility? Do you think we'll ever get to a point where these communities are truly inclusive
Yeah.
and represent everyone in society?
It's tough to say for sure, but I think the potential is there. If we can address those barriers to entry,
Right.
promote education and digital literacy, and really foster a culture of responsibility and inclusion, I think meme coins and cryptocurrency in general could be a real force for positive change.
I like that that's an optimistic outlook.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic here. There are some potential downsides, too. We've talked about scams and fraudulent schemes.
Right.
What else should we be looking out for?
Well, there's always the risk of making existing inequalities even worse.
Right.
If we're not careful, meme coins could become just another way for the rich to get richer at the expense of everyone else.
So it's really important to make sure the benefits of this technology are shared fairly.
Exactly.
And that we're not creating a system where some people win and others lose.
Right. And we also have to think about the environmental impact. Mining cryptocurrencies can use a lot of energy,
Yeah.
which raises some concerns about sustainability.
That's a good point. So we need to make sure that the pursuit of financial inclusion doesn't hurt the environment.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
need to find that sweet spot between innovation, accessibility,
Yeah.
and responsibility.
Right.
And that's going to require everyone to work together. Policymakers,
Yeah.
technologists, educators,
Yeah.
and the crypto community itself.
So it's not just about the technology, it's about how we use it
Right.
and the ecosystem we create around it.
Exactly. Technology is a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
It's our choice.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
We've talked about the appeal of meme coins,
Yeah.
the challenges of accessibility, their potential for building communities,
Right. Yeah.
the risks of scams and inequality,
Mm-hmm.
and the need for a balanced approach
Absolutely.
that values both innovation and responsibility.
We've just scratched the surface.
I know, right?
It's a rapidly evolving landscape.
Yeah.
And there's so much we still don't know.
But that's what makes it so exciting.
It is.
We're witnessing something brand new in finance and technology.
We are.
And it's full of possibilities.
And challenges.
That's true.
But that's what makes it worth it.
So where do we go from here? What are the next steps?
I think the most important thing is to keep talking about it. We need to include more people in the conversation. Share what we know.
Right.
Share resources, and work together to create a future that's more inclusive and equitable for everyone.
I like that building bridges, breaking down those barriers.
Yeah.
And creating a sense of shared purpose.
And remembering that we're all in this together. The future of cryptocurrency, like the future of technology, is being shaped by the choices we make right now.
So let's make sure we're making the right choices.
Absolutely. The stakes are high, but so are the rewards. It's like we're standing at the edge of this huge uncharted territory.
And we have this incredible chance to explore it, to shape it, to make it ours.
But we also have a responsibility, to make sure everyone benefits, not just a few.
Right. So how do we make sure meme coins and this whole world of cryptocurrency actually live up to that potential?
Yeah.
How do we make sure it's not just another one of those tech bubbles
Right.
that bursts and leaves everyone with broken promises?
Oh, I think, like we've been saying, it starts with education.
But it's not just about teaching people the technical details, is it?
No, definitely not.
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah, it's about teaching people how to think critically.
Right. Helping them understand what they stand to gain and what they could lose.
Exactly, and giving them the power to make smart choices about their own finances.
And it goes beyond just individual empowerment, right?
It does. It's about collective action,
Working together.
building those support systems.
Yeah, creating networks where we can all share knowledge.
And pushing for policies that make things fair and inclusive for everyone.
So it's not just about the code and algorithms.
Nope.
It's about the people.
It is.
Their story.
Their struggles.
Their hopes and dreams.
And all that potential they have.
And realizing that technology is only as good as the people using it.
That's right.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into meme coins and accessibility, we want to leave you with this one thought.
Okay.
The future isn't set in stone.
No, it's not.
It's like a blank canvas.
Waiting for us to paint something amazing.
And we all have a part to play in creating that future.
So let's pick up our brushes.
And get to work.
The world is waiting to see what we come up with.
That's it for this deep dive into meme coins and accessibility.
Thanks for listening, everyone.